You know, there aren't very many ways I can say this. There aren't very many ways I can lead into this Avengers Infinity War recap. But you know what? I picked the perfect way to start this particular recap. You know, this thing that I'm going to do, which is talk about the movie. You know, this is the perfect way. And listen to me carefully. This is the perfect way to start this off. Right? You guys ready? Russo Brothers, I hate you. I hate you, but I love you at the same time, because this movie was it's hard to even put into words what this movie was. I've seen it twice already, right? The first time I saw it was opening night, Thursday night. I went to go check it out, and then of course the second time I saw it was with the Velvet screening. Shout out to everybody who came out to the Cinemark and you know, took part in the Velvet screening of Avengers Infinity War. But anyway, yes, Russo Brothers, I hate you, but I love you at the same time, because I mean, I had never what's the word? I had never been this emotional. Not just over a movie, but over a comic book movie. You know, I've watched all the Marvel movies from Iron Man all the way to Black Panther. I've watched every single one of them. I watch Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. I do all these things in Marvel, and I wasn't quite as emotional in any of those things until this movie. I mean, Civil War, Winter Soldier, I mean, those are some really good movies. And you know, it doesn't surprise me that the last movie that I was really emotional about was another Russo Brothers entry into the Marvel Cinematic Universe, which is The Winter Soldier. But this movie, man, I mean, I gotta tell you, this movie, I mean, I was emotional. At the end of it, I looked and I just didn't know what to think. I didn't know what to say. I was excited, but at the same time, I was really ticked off about what they had just done to this universe. I mean, and it had to be done. All right, okay, but anyway, okay, that's how I'm gonna start this whole thing. Russo Brothers, you guys suck for making something so amazing. I mean, this is how you do a comic book universe movie, man. I mean, you go from Iron Man, you know, 18 movies ago, you're building this entire thing leading up to this point. And it was just, I thought, brilliantly done. I mean, I thought it was just masterful the way that they started it off. I mean, as soon as the movie opens, you're just ready to get into it. I mean, Thor's beaten up, Loki's about to get jacked up, Heimdall is on the ground about to get murdered. I mean, you see Thanos and his team, Ebony Maw, you know, all those guys. I mean, and it's just, it's really terrifying just to see these guys, man. They're just so formidable. I mean, this is the biggest threat that the Avengers have had to, I mean, even if you add the Guardians of the Galaxy into it, this is the biggest threat that either of these teams have faced. And, you know, I was really surprised that they let Thanos get all 6 of the Infinity Stones in one movie. I mean, he just went roughshod through every single hero, and it was terrifying, man. It was terrifying in a great way. But yeah, my thoughts about the movie, I loved it. I just like the pacing of it. Everything was good. You start out, like I say, it's Thor's from the moment that Thor Ragnarok ended to the Infinity War's beginning, right? You see Thor and you see Loki and everybody, they see this huge ship coming. I don't know if you guys stayed to the end of Ragnarok, but at the end of it, you know, you see this huge ship and they're looking like, well, obviously that was Thanos, right? So he killed the entire crew except for Loki, Heimdall, and Thor and Hulk. You know, another thing about this movie, right, is people have been asking me, what was the problem with the Hulk? Well, the dude was scared, man. That's the first time I've ever seen the Hulk just scared of anyone. I mean, the way that Thanos did the Hulk, I mean, he was literally, he's like, look, I want no part of this. I'm not coming out. I'm not going to fight this guy again. So it's going to be really interesting to see what they do with the Hulk in Avengers 4, which is supposed to come out next year. It was supposed to be Infinity War Part 2, but I think now they're calling it Avengers 4. And that is the sequel to Infinity War. Right, but throughout this movie, man, you've got, I mean, it was so awesome to see the Guardians of the Galaxy there, to see all these heroes, Spider-Man, just all these heroes intertwined, Doctor Strange, into this one movie. And I think about now I want to just ease up, DC fans, ease up, okay? But I have to talk about Justice League as it compares to Infinity War. I mean, it just literally smoked. I don't know what DC is thinking about and why they have such trouble with the amazing characters that they have in that universe. Why they have the trouble at putting these things together. But anyway, I don't want to go on this DC versus Marvel thing because I love DC movies just as much as I do Marvel movies. I'm a big fan of both. So let's just get back to Infinity War. So you've got the Hulk, he's scared to come out, he doesn't want to fight. As soon as the movie opens, Doctor Strange is trying to recruit Iron Man and Tony, and for a minute in those trailers, man, I thought, oh man, this is going to be some time stone weirdness going on, because Tony, of course, had the chest plate again, but they explained that as soon as the movie opened. It's cool, he was just doing a thing, it was a suit thing, everything's good. I thought, at the end of this movie, I thought that Captain America, Thor, and thank God that they finally let Thor kick some butt the way that that Thor is the most powerful one. I mean, he's the god of thunder, right? And I'm glad that they let Thor do his thing in this movie. Captain America was awesome in this movie. Doctor Strange was phenomenal in this movie. Spider-Man was awesome. I love the Iron Spider suit and everything that they did. Tony was awesome. I mean, everybody was awesome, but if I had to pick a couple of people to point out and stand out, it was definitely Thor, Doctor Strange, and Captain America. Tony was good too. Iron Man was great. So here you go. You've got Thanos, right? And he's on this mission to cleanse the world of overpopulation. It seems like he wanted to do it on Titan. You know, his people, they outnumbered the food supply. I mean, it's a noble cause, right? You've got all this hunger and stuff that's going around. So what does Thanos think? You know, he's gonna just wipe out enough people so that we can all eat and we can all do what we do, which is essentially what he wants to do to the world. I mean, it's overpopulated. And the comic books, mind you, he's doing all this thing for a lady called Death. I don't know if they're going to sort of kind of bring her into the fold, but Thanos is doing this universe cleansing thing to win favor with Death, right? It's a lady, Death, and but that's in the comic books. I don't know if the Russo brothers are going to even touch that. Wait, before I get into that, wasn't it awesome to see, and this is a spoiler review, okay? If you haven't seen this movie, I should have said that in the first part of this before I started, but if you haven't seen this movie, do not listen to this recap, okay? So it was so awesome. And now I have been personally tweeting Marvel and a couple of other people, hey, what happened to the Red Skull? And now I see why they did not respond to me, okay? So the Red Skull is the overseer of the Soul Stone. And I don't know if that was Hugo Weaving that was actually doing that or not, because he had this big thing to where he's not gonna come back and do a Marvel movie. I don't know if that was him, but I was so pumped to see the Red Skull, man. Finally, since Captain America, the first Avenger, we get to see what happened to the Red Skull, okay? The Tesseract threw him down to wherever he is guarding the Soul Stone. And I thought that was really cool, just see the Red Skull anyway, but that's neither here nor there. So Thanos gets all these Infinity Stones, and he just wrecks everybody, kills Gamora, which I think a couple of deaths are going to stick, and that's going to be Heimdall, of course, he's dead. Loki, of course, he's dead. Gamora, you really don't know, because you know there's going to be a Guardians 3. I don't know if they're going to do some weird Gamora is stuck on the Soul Stone, because, you know, according to the comics, people who get killed with the Soul Stone or something like that, they're actually trapped into this Soul universe, the Soul Stone, which is what some people speculate that's where Thanos went to at the end of the movie when he's talking to, you know, the baby Gamora. She's asking him, hey, did you do it? He's like, yeah, I did it. What did it cost? It cost me everything, but I did it, Gamora. Yeah, so they're thinking that people are trapped in the Soul Stone. There's going to be some way, maybe Tony, of course, and in Avengers 4, maybe he'll get the the Infinity Gauntlet, and maybe he'll put the thing on and he'll have to sacrifice somebody, and, you know, he'll get Gamora and, you know, the Winter Soldier and all those people back. I mean, I don't know. I'm really excited to see. So that's going to be something interesting in the future with the MCU. So you've got Ant-Man and the Wasp coming up. I don't know how that's going to play into Infinity War. Of course, you've got Captain Marvel. At the end of Infinity War, you see Nick Fury texting somebody on this weird-looking text device. It's an old-school text device. People who don't, that's how you used to send text messages anyway. And at the end of it, you have Captain Marvel's symbol flashing on the pager, so she's gonna, of course, play into Avengers 4, but her movie is going to be like an origin story. So her movie is not going to tell the story of what happens after Infinity War. unless there's some sort of end credit scene in Captain Marvel. Her movie is going to be set well before Infinity War, just like Ant-Man and the Wasp is going to be set sometime before Infinity War. Maybe, I don't know, but I'm assuming that it is. And I'm just, man, I just don't know what to say about this movie. I'm trying to gather my thoughts and properly give you guys something to listen to and something to sort of kind of digest about what I thought of the movie. But the movie sort of kind of just leaves you in pieces. I mean, I was in the theater, man, and this is the first time I've just seen people, I mean, they're just so emotionally invested in these characters, which speaks to all the direction. Kevin Feige, I mean, all these people that have been involved in making this MCU thing come to life, from the first Iron Man, from with Jon Favreau, from all these directors and actors, just to weave this whole thing together, man, is nothing short of just amazing. And now we're invested in all these characters, and you know, I heard the people then when Captain America was losing people, when Iron Man got stabbed, and then when Black Panther disappeared. I mean, I just heard the emotions of the crowd was like, no, don't do this to me. And it was so cool, man. It's great filmmaking, and I think that Marvel, man, I mean, I think they just need to take a bow, because Infinity War was everything that it needed to be as far as the whole MCU universe is concerned. And I think that all these characters, I mean, some people are hoping that it sticks, right? But you know, Spider-Man's coming back. You know, Black Panther's coming back. I mean, $1 billion later, of course, Black Panther's coming back. Spider-Man hasn't been this good in forever, right? Since the first Spider-Man with Tobey Maguire. So you know he's coming back. You know the Guardians are coming back. You know Doctor Strange is coming back. But how do these things come back? How do these characters come back? But most importantly, can I please get some X-Men involved in Avengers 4? I mean, I don't think the deal is going to be done in time for them to do that, but I would love to see Wolverine and, you know, Professor X and some other people get involved with the Avengers, maybe, you know, in a cutscene or something like that. I don't know what's going to happen, but I'm excited about Marvel having those properties back. I'm excited about what's going to happen, and I'm trying not to give too many spoilers, but I've given enough spoilers already. I don't want to just go blow by blow at the movie. But I just loved it, man. I just loved it. I loved the fact that they went to Titan to fight Thanos, and I loved how awesome Doctor Strange was on there. And if it wasn't stupid Star-Lord, how could you be so stupid, Chris Pratt? How could you be so stupid? They had the gauntlet. It was almost off. And this guy ruins everything. And I also want to say something about Peter Dinklage. I was, you know, sort of kind of wondering when he was going to fit into the movie. And, you know, I was really surprised to have him be the one to give Thor the Stormbreaker. So he got the Stormbreaker. Groot was awesome. He didn't play as much of a part that I thought he was going to play, but he's teenage Groot. And but I just love this movie, man. I thought Thor's whole dynamic with Rocket, you know, calling him a rabbit, and he wasn't too ticked about it, and everybody just worked so well together. This movie was just so awesome, right? Okay, but that's really all I have. I mean, I recommend this movie. I think you guys should go see it. I'm trying to think about anything that I missed in the movie. I mean, you've got the Sokovian, they're still going on. You've got the Vision, he died, and you've got Shuri and what's going to happen to her, and did she do something to the Vision's Mind Stone before he got his stone taken by Thanos? Did she do something? You know, Wanda, she's going to still be there, and it's so much into this movie, so much, and I want to say everything about this movie, but my mind is literally in so many places. I still hate the Russo brothers, but I love them all the same because they delivered a really, really awesome movie. And I'm looking forward to Avengers 4, and I'm looking forward to Ant-Man and the Wasp. I mean, Deadpool, you've got that coming up, which isn't going to play a part into the Avengers universe just yet. But of course, Josh Brolin, Thanos himself, is playing Cable. So maybe they're going to do some, they're not going to do anything weird. But big shout out to everybody involved in the movie. Captain America kicked butt. Doctor Strange did. Spider-Man did. I mean, it was just great, man. I would love to see even more of Thanos' little crew. I mean, Ebony Maw was incredible. Corvus Blade, I think that's his name. I mean, he was, I mean, the whole, everybody did just a great job. This movie was so awesome, right? And that's it. Okay, this is Deacon, the Velvet Voice. I hope you enjoyed this rambling of what I thought about the Avengers Infinity War. And if you haven't seen it, if I spoiled something for you, I am sorry. But go see it anyway, because I think even if you know what's going to happen, I think you'll still enjoy this movie. And we'll see you the next time for Avengers 4, and maybe before that with some little Deadpool recap, a little Ant-Man and the Wasp recap. And we'll see. All right. Please subscribe, like the video, share the video, and do all those cool social media things so that it gets 1,000 trillion hits. Okay. Tell your friends about the Velvet Voice.